Here's the 8000 BTU Climatrol air conditioner that I got recently. This is made by Fetters. I do have a space that I would like to use this in, and as you can see, the side panels are completely gone. I have to order replacements for that. It's the same way on the other side. But other than that, I've already thoroughly cleaned this thing out. The only thing that I really want to do at this point, aside from those side panels, is oil the fan motor. It's a Samsung fan motor, and it's not seized up or anything. I don't even think it's really close to being seized up, but the fan comes to a stop a little quicker than I would like, so I will be taking this thing apart and oiling that motor. Compressor in this thing sounds great. It's got a Rotorex compressor in it. Here's the back of the unit. Looks like your typical Fetters, except it's got the Climatrol logo. This air conditioner works quite nicely. It's got a high fan first. Most of the noise you're hearing is coming from the condenser fan, and we will go to low fan. High cool. And low cool. Nice and quiet on low. So yeah, this thing runs great, but I will show you the fan coming to a stop. I just want to oil it just to be on the safe side because I don't want those bearings getting damaged. This air conditioner is from 1989, and obviously it's never been oiled. So, and another thing, looking out those windows, you'd probably think it's nighttime, but it isn't. Let's see, what is our current time? It's only 7:39 p.m. and usually it stays light till about 8:30 this time of year. So yeah, we are under a tornado watch, so that'll be interesting to see what happens. Compressor sounds very, very good on this air conditioner. Let's go to just high fan and turn it off, and you can watch that fan come to a stop. A little too quick for my taste, so that's why I want to oil it. And the fan motor in that Coronado 5000 BTU air conditioner also has to be oiled. Sometimes it doesn't sound very happy on startup, and I think a couple days ago when I tried to start it, after it had been sitting for a while, the fan motor wouldn't even start at first. Did eventually, but there's something wrong with it, so that's going to have to be oiled good, and then I have to get a window kit for it because I do not have the accordion side panels for it at all. So, but other than that, that thing will work just fine. I got the cover off the Climatrol, and there is the Samsung motor. I'm going to have to start taking stuff off the front. Obviously this metal panel is going to have to come off so we can get the blower wheel off the motor shaft, and we'll have to take the outer fan off as well so we can split the motor, and we're going to have to sand down the shaft, definitely on the outside, probably on the inside too, to get the rust off so the motor can separate, because I'm pretty sure this is a sleeve bearing motor, not ball bearing. So let me take some more stuff apart and get into this further. I got that metal panel off, and that reveals the capacitor and the backs of the switches. It's not too bad in there, but you can see down there there's some sludge. So I'm going to try and get that out of there real quick. And here's where I am now. I got the evaporator coil unbolted and sort of was able to get it in this position so I could get this styrofoam piece out of here, and now I'll be able to take this blower wheel off. It just has a flathead screw on it holding the clamp. I got the blower wheel off. That was kind of a pain. I had to hold the condenser fan blade with one hand and kind of shake that or jiggle it back and forth to get it to come loose because it just wouldn't pull off of there. But, yeah, it's off now, so I'm going to start working on taking the condenser fan blade off so I can take this motor out of here and oil it. I got the outside blade off and the shroud. You have to remove the blade before you're able to pull the shroud out of there, and I did loosen the condenser coil so that I could move it back a little bit. And now there's nothing left on the motor, so I will be able to take it apart. And yeah, it's pretty stiff. It does not spin very freely at all. I don't like that. Alright, so what has to happen here is got to take out the screws that are holding this plate on for the motor, and then we'll have to obviously get to the nuts on this side, because these are just like carriage style bolts and you can't do anything from this side. So, yep, I'll start taking the motor out. Before I do take the motor out, I'm going to start it up and put some sandpaper on the shafts just to clean them off so that the motor halves slide off easily. Alright, should be able to get the motor halves off pretty easily. That's nice and clean now, and so is the inside. When I disconnect it from the air conditioner, I will sand it closer to the motor itself, because I'm sure there's some rust that I couldn't get to. So, at least we're making progress. The motor and mounting plate are off, so I'm going to, like I said, sand a little closer to the bearing on the front, and then I'll take this plate off and take the motor apart. Okay, the motor's off the plate. All the nuts for that are right there, and now I'm taking the nuts off of the motor itself so we can take it apart. And I'm going to put oil on the shafts so that when I take it off, it comes out smoothly and it doesn't damage anything. Got the motor split apart. Looks pretty good in there. And that shaft came out of that front bearing without a problem, so that's good. Little discoloration right there, but I don't think that's any big deal. But I'm going to oil the crap out of this thing and make sure it spins nice and freely. I got the motor put together loosely, and it is spinning a lot longer than it was before, that's for sure. I just have to put the nuts on and then try it out after that. I put a ton of oil in this thing. I used some 3-in-1, and I used Zoom spout. Motor's all back together. Just want you to see how much longer it spins down now. Much smoother. Now I can put this back together. Alright, you gotta see how long this thing takes to come to a stop now. I'm gonna turn it on. Turn it off right now. That is so much better. There's not even a blower wheel or blade on it yet. It's just the motor shaft itself. So I'm really happy with that. Now that it's mostly put back together, let's see how the fan runs. And there's low. turned off. That is so much better. It's a little off balance because it kind of went backwards, but yeah, this thing is doing a lot better now. Now that it's all back together, I'm going to turn it on and let it run for a while. Keep it on low. Thing runs great.